The recent death of my husband, Mark, was a catalyst for this meeting tonight. His 20-year journey with depression and his subsequent death has caused our community to be faced with the reality of depression and its worst possible consequence. Mark loved his profession and was passionate about making a difference to the lives of his patients who were diagnosed with depression or anxiety. He worked hard at reducing the stigma of mental illness by disclosing his own struggles with other community members, near and far, when he talked at various gatherings about depression. Mark was extremely knowledgeable and insightful of his illness and worked diligently to make changes to his lifestyle to improve his chances of conquering depression. He was also very open and animated about his everyday experience with depression, and we talked openly and honestly together. My nursing background and our close relationship enabled us the freedom to discuss depression in depth and how it affected him and what changes he may need to make. My own personal journey with Mark's depression has revealed to me how difficult it must be for other spouses and parents in a similar situation to myself who don't have the benefit of a nursing or medical background. For them, it can be a frightening journey of uncertainty. Most spouses or parents will feel lost, confused, helpless when their loved one is diagnosed with depression. Many are not going to know what this means, nor how it will impact the life of their loved one, their own lives, and the lives of their families. They are going to face some very challenging times during this journey. Some are going to be totally unaware that their loved one's changed behaviour is actually a symptom of the depression that they're trying so hard to keep hidden. Men, who are typically not the greatest of talkers, may be uncomfortable about expressing their most vulnerable self to even their spouse. Men have been raised to believe that it is a sign of weakness to admit that they are struggling. Society has also formed unfavourable opinions about people who experience a mental illness. So as a consequence of this, men and women are not going to seek help from anyone and will try and go it alone. One of the major setbacks to successful treatment of depression is stigma. Stigma is born of ignorance. Stigma is defined as a mark of disgrace that sets a person apart. When someone is defined by their illness, they are being stereotyped, and these negative attitudes create prejudice. This then leads to negative action and discrimination. Is this how your loved one should be treated? Absolutely not. Depression is an illness just like diabetes, yet it is not given the same respect. This needs to change. There are people in our community right now who aren't seeking help because they are frightened of what their family, their friends, or their work colleagues will think of them. This is just disgraceful and it's not acceptable. Are we going to let this continue without trying to make a difference? Stigma is useless and destructive. Nothing good comes from it. Please do not criticise or judge someone suffering depression. Please choose your words carefully because you cannot take them back once they're spoken, and the damage they can do is irreparable. Reach out a hand with kindness and empathy because everyone needs the chance to live an enjoyable, fulfilling life. I would like to see stigma stopped in its tracks. We need to let sufferers know that it is okay to admit that they can't cope and are struggling. They need to feel that they can reach out. They can't do it by themselves. They need to talk to their spouses, family members, close friends. Seek help from a health professional. They need to take the first step in the right direction. Our town of Mareeba needs to create a healthy community that supports recovery and social inclusion and diminishes discrimination. How do we go about doing that, you may be thinking? Learn and share facts about depression. Get to know people with a personal experience with depression. Speak up in protest when family, friends, colleagues display false beliefs and negative stereotypes. Offer support when someone is unwell. Talk openly about your own experiences with depression. The more it is hidden, the more people believe it is shameful and needs to be concealed. Depression is not a character flaw. It is caused by genetics, biological, social, environmental factors. Seeking and accepting help is a sign of strength. People who suffer from depression, with the correct help, can lead long, healthy, productive and satisfying lives. Please, Mariba, let's unite and be proactive and make a difference in our community. Business owners, what can you do to promote a healthy mind in the workplace? Sporting organisations, healthy bodies help generate healthy minds. But ask, is there something else that we can do to create awareness? Our Mayor and Council-elect, think about how you as a collective group can support our community's endeavours to step up and make a difference. Make mental health a priority. There are courses, as we heard earlier, called Mental Health First Aid, and these are available to every member of the public, and it gives you an opportunity to learn about mental illness. These courses offer flexible delivery to enable businesses to offer their employees these courses. And I am also researching other education opportunities that community members can access. As a community, we need the focus to stay on mental health and continue to look at ways of keeping it in people's minds. Let's not bury our heads in the sand and pretend it isn't happening and that it's all going to go away, because it's not. We are a small community and we can move mountains with the right attitude. I know I am going to keep working on this. I certainly won't let Mark's hard work die with him. My own goal is to establish a support centre in Mariba for the partners and the parents of family members who have been diagnosed with depression or anxiety. It will provide a place for loved ones to come and have an informal, respectful gathering over a coffee and connect with other people who are walking the same road. It will be driven by the needs of the people that participate and utilise the service. I would like to see it evolve to incorporate education and anything else that is deemed beneficial. To succeed, I will need the support of the community. I also intend to keep chipping away at the stigma society has so carelessly attached to mental illness. Please take the time to reflect on what you've heard tonight and think about what you can do to make a difference. I thank you again.